players' shapes or sizes, but the challenge of Tatum and Brown, PJ, when during times when you're on them, what challenges does each guy present?
They're both explosive scorers. They both can score in all ways. They get half court, fast break, post up. They do it all. So it's going to be a task for us because they're basically, more than half the offense. So they're first and foremost for sure.
Was there any part of you that would have liked Milwaukee because obviously the ties last year, or was there no emotional investment in either result for you yesterday?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to play Milwaukee. I'm not going to sit here and say that. But no, it didn't matter either way. That was a great series. Both teams fought hard, so whoever came out of it, just be ready to play them.
PJ, we know there's no love lost between Boston and the franchise.
Yeah.
That talk leading into this.
I've heard a few times, throughout the year about the thing with Boston, but we have that anyways. No matter who we're gonna play, that fight, that desire to win. We work hard all year to get to this moment, so just prepare for it.
How surprised are you that this is the matchup? I mean, you guys have been two of the best teams in the conference all year. You knew that late matchup that you had with them at the end of the year. Did you think this was a possibility?
No, I definitely thought this was a possibility. I think this is the way. We've been, I think, the most consistent top two teams in the East all year, and I think it's going to be a battle. So I'm excited.
Is what makes them good defensively similar to what makes you guys good defensively?
I think so. I think they have a lot of defensive leaders, guys that are vocal, they're physical, and they're really, really good at communicating in situations. You see them throughout the year do it, watching games and against us. So, and it's a lot of the same traits that we have too.
PJ, this time of year, do you have an advantage that they're coming off a 7-game series, 2 days of this, and you guys have been off?
I don't know if you're familiar with the Miami Heat, but our practices are harder than games sometimes. So, we're ready. We're good.
PJ, when you hear guys like Joel say what he said about you and toughness, Spo has said that all rookies should watch your highlights to just see what the NBA is all about. Where does that come from within you? How would you describe where it comes from?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. I think everybody should have that. I've been dreaming of being here my whole life, so you get these moments, even regular season games, the playoffs even more. It's just those moments you dreamed about as a kid your whole life. Why wouldn't you give everything you got to try to win it all? You never get these moments back, so I try to live in them every single chance I get. Man, honestly, because we've done it with so many different lineups, different teammates. We had G League guys come and help us win games. We figure out a way all year long. Missed Bam for a bunch of times. Jimmy's missed games. Kyle was missing. We just figured it out all year, and I think everybody in our team has that next man up mentality, and people have stepped up all year. I think that's what gives us that confidence and that genuine, want and nature to win together, because everybody on this team cares.
Was there anything you learned yesterday? Obviously, you know the personnel, but in terms of what Grant Williams can do, was there anything which made you go, during the game yesterday?
No, that's how they play. They play like that all year. They have different guys step up in different games and be big for them, but I don't think that game was anything out of usual for Boston. That's how they've been playing all year. Thanks.
Same stuff as yesterday.
And yesterday was no, correct?
He was doing stuff on the side.
So, every time it's Boston, there are the talks with Pat about, the no love lost between these two franchises, all the playoff matchups you've had.
That's the question.
Just saying, has there already been those talks like, hey, it's Boston, we know that there's...
Nah, this is we have a big goal. And along the way on those goals, you're going to be playing against really good competition, and that's what Boston is. They've really established a strong culture, really good habits, both ends of the court. They've earned 8 wins, just like us. And if you have 8 wins, at this point, you've done some really good things. And that 7-game series with Milwaukee. showed that they have a level of grit and perseverance as well. We have great respect for them. We know we have to compete at a high level and play well also.
So when you look at their defense, how much of it is like looking in a mirror as far as their versatility?
Yeah, Pat probably is really going to enjoy this. This is like a throwback series. I mean, if both teams are really on top of their games, this shouldn't be a series where either team is scoring 130 points. Both teams hang their hats on rock solid team defense and making multiple efforts and being disciplined to schemes, and so it'll be a lot of plays and things in the margins, and that's what you expect. I mean, really, we're the two best teams in the East most of the season, and it's fitting that we're meeting in the conference finals.
Does this sort of remind you, I know there's not that level of, quote, violence, but as far as an in-the-mud series like against the Knicks?
It's different. The game is different.
Yes.
The
But
game
for
is totally
today's
different.
game, is it-
I mean, maybe in terms of, I would never compare it to the physicality of those series. That was closer to football. This will be basketball. But you have two really committed organizations and teams to do things at a high level on both ends of the court. You have teams that have built up a lot of habits, over the months of the regular season. It's not going to be anything over the top. It's just going to be, really good competition.
They're hitting their threes like they were yesterday. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's like any team, right? Any team hits a bunch of threes in the playoffs. You're wondering how does that happen, and what kind of adjustments do you need to make? We feel strongly about our defensive habits and principles. We're going to be tested, against a very good team and great talent, just like they will be. So we'll see. We'll see how it shapes out.
Erik, how much can you take out of the 2020 series as far as commonality, or have these teams evolved too
Yeah, it's
much
different.
since then?
Our team is different. Our prep was a little bit different, with them. It's not like you had the same 15 guys on both teams.
How impressed are you with the way that they were able to finish the regular season into the playoffs, just kind of building that momentum in the second half of the season?
Yeah, we have great respect for what they've done, during the regular season to develop the right habits. And like I said, this is the way it should be. You have the two teams that played most consistently at the top of the East for most of the year, and we're meeting in the conference finals, to figure it out.
For a first-year head coach to be in the conference finals?
Yeah, Ime's great, but you look at his basketball background. I've known Ime forever. He's had as good of a basketball background as anybody in this profession. Obviously, all those years working under Pop, but all of his places outside of that as well, really prepared him, for this. I don't think anybody viewed him as a first-year head coach because he has such a strong playing and coaching background previously.
Well, having said that, it's the first time it's very, very high. The checkers versus chess game.
No, it's not necessarily that. But look, you look at our pictures, like with San Antonio. He's on that bench. He's got really good experience. I have deep respect for Ime and his staff. They're a bunch of Portlanders, so I feel like I know all of those guys, and they've done a tremendous job, with their team this year. But they also have a really strong culture. Like there's similar to us. I'm not going to get into all of that, but there's great respect for the coaching and the front office. What they've done. Our guys love competition and love, being challenged and love taking on big challenges, and that's what we're facing. I mean, Boston played as well as anybody in the entire league, once got to 2022. And it's not by accident. They're playing really strong basketball, and they do it on both ends. When I say throwback, I just really want to clarify. It's not going to be like football. We don't need extra officiating, or we don't need extra, thinking anybody needs to clean it up. It's not going to be like that. It's just you have two really committed defensive teams. That should lend itself, if both teams are playing at a high level, it shouldn't be 150-point games.
Last couple questions, guys.
All right, cool.
Thank you.